What's up, everybody, and welcome to What's in Your Glass. As you know, I'm your host, Carmelo Anthony. Before we get going, let's first welcome today's guest. You know him as one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang Clan. My brother, always been a fan of him, his body of work, his work ethic, his mindset, his knowledge, his wisdom, his understanding of just the game, of just the life. Please welcome to the show, rapper, producer, and soon to be author with your memoir coming out November 30th.
Tell him, baby. Tell him.
Big brother, no doubt. My big brother, man, Raekwon, man. Welcome to the show.
Peace. How you doing, man?
I'm loved.
It's an honor. One of my favorite ball players of all time. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Where we come from. Word up.
No doubt. Absolutely. It's crazy that, you know, we sitting here chopping it up, rapping about it now. As the Wu show is on Hulu right now.
Yeah.
Tapping into that, but just getting the true understanding of how that was created and how each individual was created to create something bigger, a bigger impact, a bigger conglomerate. So we're gonna jump into that though. But let's talk about today, man. What we drinking on, man? Because I know you sent me. Listen, I got my shit right here. So
yeah, I got mine right here with you too. So yeah, let's take a little sip. You know, take a little sip.
Cheers, absolutely.
Cheers, good brother.
Cheers, baby.
No question. Just like I like it.
I like that. So let's talk about that a little bit though. Let's just get into like what we drinking today, and why you chose to create that blend.
Well, it's a long story because, you know, before I even thought about wanting to be a wine cellar and be in the business, it was brought to me by one of my business partners. It's my brother. He came to me one day. He's like, "Yo, would you be interested in, you know, creating a wine?" So, you know, I thought about it overnight. I'm like, you know, let me think about that, because that's when I think of wine, I think of classiness. I think of elegant, fly. And I didn't tell him no, but I said, yo, let me think about it. Then I started to reflect on my career and say, yo, I've always been a silk shirt wearer.
Yeah, no doubt.
On Cuban Links, the album cover, we rocking wine bottles and all of that. You know, the Last Supper vibe. So I hit him back the next day and was like, yo, I'm interested. You know, and you know, I met up with some people, you know, that's basically my partners today. And I told them I was interested. And I said, yo, here's the catch though, you know. I want to be able to pick the product. I want to be able to come up with the name, and I want to create the look of the bottle. So they was like, cool. That's what we wanted you to do anyway, you know. And next thing you know, I flew out to Parma, Italy.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of the most exclusive regions in Italy, where probably one of the most famous places where wine is, you know, big at. So we went out there and we went to this expo, you know, like kind of like a car expo, but it's all wine. And it seemed like, Mello, when I got up in there, the energy was in there. It was like people was calling me, like, and you know, these wasn't normal regular fans that I would normally know. These are people that I didn't think knew me, recognized me, and next thing you know, I'm the man in the whole expo.
Right.
So that was exciting me even more. You know, so next thing you know, we talking to different sellers, and, you know, we started trying different products, and I happened to connect with this producer company called Canteen Chechi. They've been in business for 80 years. It's 80 years family owned. And it was just about, yo, I want to, you know, I like what I see. So they invited me to their winery. And next thing you know, we just got at it, you know what I mean? And I wanted to make sure that the product, it fit who my character was and what I wanted the world to check out, you know? So that's
absolutely. And for you guys, for everybody who's listening who don't know, on today's show, we are drinking Licataa with Ray. So
I like how you said that though. You said Licataa. That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Listen, when you know, that's another thing. When you dealing with wine, you gotta get the name and all that right. So you know what I'm saying? You can't mess that up. Especially when you got a name like that, Licataa. That just roll off easy and natural. So
Right.
we gonna before we jump into it and really get going, man. Like I want to know, just as a friend, as a fan, as a friend, as your brother, man, like how things been with you? Like what have you been working on? You know, how you been keeping busy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just since this whole pandemic thing been popping off, I really had a lot of time to be in my own private zone in my office and, you know, just working from the crib, but also nourishing my thoughts on, you know, on what I want to do, you know, because, you know, everything put my job on a standstill. So, you know, I've been in the crib brainstorming with my family, my team, you know, shout out my crew, and just trying to figure out ways to be better and keep my brand alive. You know, when you think of Wu-Tang, we've been in the business for almost 20 something years now, probably like close to 27 years. Don't even feel like it, but
I already
that's
know.
what it is. So, you know, just been really just playing the dad role, you know what I mean? Staying on top of different things that I may want to try, and really just, you know, still stepping my craft up on that pen game, because you know me, I'm a real writer. You know, I love to do this shit for real. So that was pretty much what was going on. But for the most part, definitely just keeping my business stuff intact with all the different things I got going on. You know, got a book coming out. You know, I'm working on a documentary only built for Cuban links, the Purple Tape Files. We've been working on that for a couple of years. You know, one thing about your bro is like, I'm a perfectionist. I always want to do things and make it right, because the people put me there. Y'all put me there. Y'all, since that Purple Tape shined and me and my family, the Wu shine, I feel like everything I do at this point got to be top notch. So I just been in the crib just really brainstorming.
Hey, but that's you always been that though. You always been sharp. You know what I'm saying? You always been the fly nigga. You always been the person who, you know what I'm saying, you think before you act. You know what I'm saying? You very strategic on the way you move and the way you operate. You can tell by your pen game, the way you write. You're very strategic in the stories that you like to tell. So that ain't nothing new. What you doing right now? That ain't nothing new.
I call it a turkey sandwich. Yo, a turkey sandwich. That's all we do like that.
Indeed. I always like to take my guests back to the beginning and just speak on the upbringing and the communities that raised them, that raised us. You know, I grew up in Red Hook, and I know you moved all around New York growing up. So
Red Hook was one of the woo.
No doubt.
I know Red Hook from the 90s, baby. From the early 90s. It's probably the most dangerous parts of Brooklyn that I ever experienced being in, though. So trust me, I know those blocks very well, though.
Indeed. So speaking on that, like you growing up and the way you was growing up, and again, as a fan, and I'm glad that y'all's story, the Wu, is starting to come to the forefront for this new generation to be able to see that. To see how it started, to see the grind that y'all really had to go through, not just as guys in the streets, but also how all y'all was different and had to come together for one. So growing, like, what was that childhood like growing up back in the island?
You know, it was rough, man. You know, when you think of Staten Island and where I'm from, Park Hill, crime-infested area with good people there, you know, people that really didn't have no other way out but, you know, getting into the game, you know, hustlers, slicksters, people just trying to make a living the best way they know how. Like, you know, I still go back there and still see people that when I was a kid and they were a little older than me, like they're still there. A lot of people that make it out. So it's like a place where broken dreams exist, but if you put your mind to something, it can happen. But it's just rough, man. I mean, you know, this was back, you know, when we was there, detectives every day running up and down the street, TNT, you know, you had different cultures out there, West Indian culture, African culture, Dominicans, you know, everybody lived in that one melting pot, and everybody just trying to make a living. But it was really rough. I lost a lot of homeboys, you know, to the game. You know, maybe one or two came out of there doing something great for themselves. You know, a couple of boxers that I know out there. Shout out Marcus Brown. You know, he's a boxer. He made it out. A couple of football players that came from my neighborhood. Not a lot, but a few of them. You know, so it was almost like if you didn't dream hard about what you wanted, it wasn't going to happen. So that's just how the neighborhood was. You know,
Right.
very poor. People didn't have dough like that. You know, you had to scratch up to get it going.
Absolutely. And speaking on the show, I keep referencing the show right now that's out. How I mean it's a two-part question. How accurate is it for the fans who may not know, or the viewers who may not know? But also, how involved were you guys in putting that story together?
Well, the how accurate it is, I'm gonna just start with that. Accuracy. RZA brought it to the table. You know, this was his vision. You know, yo, boom, boom, boom. You know, we got somebody that's interested in doing a film about us, and he only really just needed pieces of things to create his storyboard, because this is his vision. This is
Right.
It's like how we sit there and look at 5 different Pablo Escobar films,
Absolutely.
documentaries or whatever. This is RZA's version. So he pretty much spearheaded it, and he came to us, and, you know, of course, we agreed because he really got us here today.
Right.
You know, if it wasn't for his knowledge of bringing us into it, it wouldn't be no Wu. So everybody honored that. So the accuracy of it, the easiest thing I could say is the accuracy. It's like having a glass of your finest whiskey, but it got a lot of ice in it.
Right. Right.
That's what I would say is going on with this series.
Right. Right.
You know, it's a dope whiskey with a lot of ice.
Right. Right.
You know, and for us, we wanted it raw. You know what I mean? The guys wanted it straight up Goodfellas /
Yeah, as it should be.
Shit, you know what I mean?
As it should be. As it should be.
That's how I would have wanted it. My nigga, you know me. I want to go, you know, and I'm always the vocal one that clashes sometimes with dudes, but I love it because I always want to see my brothers be the best. But he had a vision. He had a vision. He wanted to, you know, cater to the new audience, of the new generation of kids, and give them a dope story. So.
Right. But does that set y'all up to do, like you said, you mentioned the Pablo Escobar, you have so many different narcos, right? So many versions of the narcos. Does that set y'all up to do your own individual story based off of that? Indeed.
All I'm gonna say.
Salute.
Yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, you know, it's all about the timing. You know what I mean? We leave that in the Most High's hands.
Copy.
There is discussions about doing one on an NWA level, you know, that basically I know through my relationships and, you know, a couple of the clan members that we are talking about. It's a conversation. You know, right here is more of a family television version of us. But when you get down to the real nitty gritty, that's to still be announced. So
absolutely. I saw you recently performed at a concert back in Staten Island. And again, one of the reasons I always admired what you do is because you never forgot where you came from. Like, you know, I mean, most niggas forget where they come from and just like, I ain't going back there. That's too much. But as you evolved into a legendary rapper, both with the clan and as a solo artist, and you become, I would say, a cultural icon and so much more. You still doing what you do at the highest level. How have those roots influenced you in your career?
It influenced me a lot. You know, it really matured me through the years. You know, because, you know, at one point in our careers, we was young guys. You know, we was just wanting to rep, and rep Staten Island and all of that. And as we became more popular, more mainstream, that's when I think we all started to take it like we have a job to fulfill on top of educating, on top of educating, not only us, but just giving hope to cats in Staten Island. So, we hired a lot of our friends and family to, come and be a part of this and try to make a career out of this situation, And, some things went good, some things went sour, but it was always about sharing the knowledge. Like prime example with me, I got 2 brothers. So I felt that it was my duty to make sure that I could put them in position with me that not only help my career, but let me help you make a career. Because I already got a career. Now I want to help you make a career. And now today, they sit next to me, inside my business. One of my brothers is like an A&R / management, he's part of my management team. And then my other brother, he has a foundation inside the community where he's doing tons of community work. I'm so proud of this dude, like, giving back to the community. And we always talk about how an opportunity was given. Everybody can't get an opportunity and everybody is not worthy of certain opportunities.
Right.
So, for us, we had to really make sure that we knew that dudes were taking it serious because it's like being on a boat, you know what I mean? A yacht. It has to be taken care of. It has to be groomed. It has to, it has to have the proper equipment to sail the way it's supposed to. So that's what we've been doing is just really trying to sharpen up everything around us and become better. Like you couldn't tell me 20-something years ago we'll still be popping off.
Right.
That ain't normal shit. That. Me and you, we know an average artist careers will probably last maybe 3 or 4 years.
If that.
That's if you hot, so we just always huddled up and try to recreate energy that we felt was going to make us better.
Yeah, we got to stay in constant motion. That's
stay in constant motion.
Got to. That goes without saying.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to present to you this preview of Treat, starring Kiernan Shipka. Treat is a brand new podcast movie from C13 Features that's like nothing you've heard before and is so good. Literally a podcast movie, 1 episode, 1 story, 1 wild ride. Listen to this short preview and then find Treat wherever you get your podcast. It's amazing.
My name is Kiernan Shipka. I played the role of Allie in the new podcast, Treat, a new movie-length podcast from C13 Features.
There's something coming to Allie West's not-so-perfect little town.
What the hell is that?
They're from him. A new kind of listening experience.
These things, they're not kids.
John, you're not making sense.
No!
Help me!
Kiernan Shipka in Treat.
We have to hide. There's nowhere left to hide.
Treat, a podcast movie from C13 Features, a Cadence 13 studio.
He's back! He's back!
Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, and wherever you find your podcasts.
Grab some popcorn and enjoy the show.
When it comes to athletes, we tend to focus on physical fitness. But there's another side to the game that's just as important, mental fitness. Calm, the #1 app for sleep and meditation, has teamed up with LeBron James to help you train your mind and become the champion version of yourself. LeBron and Calm know that your mind is like any other muscle in your body, but you don't have to be a world champion to learn how to train it. Calm can help you train your brain so you sleep better, reduce your stress, and perform at your best, just like King James. For LeBron, sleep is a critical part of his mental fitness routine. As he says, quote, "Getting good sleep and finding time to rest is one of the most valuable things I can do for my body and mind. From the sound of rain falling on leaves to bedtime sleep stories, Calm puts me to sleep within minutes, which means I wake up ready for any challenge," unquote. So if you head to calm.com/glass for a limited time, you'll get 40% off a Calm premium subscription. With Calm, you have access to the nature scenes LeBron loves, like rain on leaves, and so much more, like sleep stories and meditations, so you can be ready for any challenges that life throws your way. Again, for a limited time, our listeners can join LeBron in using Calm and get a 40% discount on a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/glass. That's calm.com/glass. Unlock content to help you focus, ease stress, and sleep better. Get started at calm.com/glass. That's calm.com/glass.
Now that, I mean, because you mentioned 20 something years in the game, it's crazy because I'm coming up on 20 in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is crazy sitting here talking to you about that.
Yeah, it's serious, man. Like, you know, we designed something that we believed in, you know, and I tell people all the time, like, that's the fruit that we can always give you, is that just believe. Just take your time and organize. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's hard to put dudes that really not businessmen, and put them in that suit and jacket.
Not everybody ready.
You know, and think that they can handle it. So, you know, errors is going to occur, and, you know, sometimes you're going to score, you know, but it's just all about how much you're willing to do the job.
Absolutely. How much can you can adapt to that job too?
How much can you adapt to that job?
Indeed.
It's about adapting.
Now,
so for us, is just trying to just lead by example, you know?
Right. Now, like, is there anything you wish would change, or do you appreciate the evolution of the rap game? Because you mentioned the eras change, you know, times change, the sound change, the ear change. Mm-hmm. Do you wish, or what do you appreciate of the evolution of the rap game right now?
Well, you know, I love the fact that, you know, you got a lot of youngsters out there getting paid, you know, they making tons of money, they earning it, you know, they out there working hard. So as far as change, a little bit of the politics, you know, on how things get. Everybody becomes a follower to one sound, mm-hmm. or a follower to one style. You know, I want to see a little bit more versatility happen. You know, not so much of the music sounding alike, because, you know, if a person got a formula, that don't necessarily mean that formula is the only formula.
Or is that formula going to work for you?
Yeah, or is that formula going to work for me? You know, it's like a lot of times I may try to do something different, because I love to be different, but I have a finicky fan base. One minute they like, yo, do something different. And then when I do something different, nah, that ain't what I wanted. That ain't purple. And it's like, it could drive me nuts. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be the best chef that I could be, stir up what I could stir up. You know what I mean? And that's why it's just all about being creative, you know. But back to what you were saying, it's just, I want to see more versatility. I want to see artists make bodies of work. You know what I mean? I just feel like right now the music game is just based on a singles game. If you got a strong label, you know, they putting their bread down, and, you know, companies are really gravitating to that instead of really the art.
Right.
There's a lot of dope niggas out there that got dope art, but don't got the fucking machine behind them. Mm-hmm. So it's like, damn, do he get a shot because he don't got the machine? You know, so now these are things that I question, because that's not how it, I guess, it started for us. You know, we really had to get out there and grind, and DJs were excited to get the music. And, you know, now it's like, you don't know. You might have to really play the politician game with a guy just to give him a record.
Right.
You know, so these little things right here, they mess with my intelligence sometimes, and I just have to take it for what it is. But those are the things that I think I wish could, you know, be a little bit better.
Y'all created the art. Y'all created an art form that wasn't even, it was non-existent in the music industry. Y'all took something from a whole nother industry that nobody was really tapped into and brought it to our culture, which makes y'all that, you know what I'm saying, which makes y'all the pioneers behind that. So that's why y'all, you and all y'all deserve y'all flowers, and I want to give y'all that right now. But getting back to the wine now. Let's really get into the wine. So you started your own wine label, Licataa, in 2018.
Yes, sir.
We spoke about it a little bit. What was the reason behind your decision to get into the world But what was your journey, your wine journey before starting the label? Like, do you remember your first wine experience?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, back in the days, just being in the hood, we used to drink wine, Rianiti on ice. Calarasi and all that with the little hole in the top of the big jug, we used to drink that, and listen to Red Alert and Mr. Magic, rest in peace, and Chuck Chill Out, and just listening to the hip hop and enjoying it. So, like I said, I had to really reflect before I jump into this wine world and say, well, do I have a story to tell?
Right.
I think that's what it was all about for me, is just painting a picture, just something that I could relate to, and you remember when the Rianitis and all that was little?
After it was the baby joints.
Bottles of James and all of that, and so I'm like, automatically, I'm like, yo, this is a part of my heritage, so that's what really made me gravitate to it. And at the same time, wanting to let artists know that we can do whatever we want to do if we put our mind to it. And I just felt like this fit who I am as a person, you know what I mean? I tell dudes all the time, the chef, I sit in the kitchen, I'm constantly dealing with different ingredients and flavors and drinks and everything. I'm just making a brew that I feel that everybody is going to respect and love, and this product right here was, to me, one of my first strong businesses that I really became passionate about, And a lot of people probably still don't know that I'm a wine seller, but this was something I was really interested in, and not just doing it from a distance.
Right.
An experience for me was to go to Italy, to be chilling in, Parma, Italy, and really just seeing how everything worked, hands on hands. Like, I went to places, like I said, my producer is Canteen Chechi, and they took me to their winery, and I had an opportunity to see a 150-year-old machine that bottles wines and packages, and I'm like, yo, this is groovy right here. Like, this is very interesting for me. So it was just a journey that really made me even want to take it even more serious. Standing out there in the vineyards and really saying to myself, damn, this is generational right now for you.
Right. And it's some fly shit too, though. When you
fly shit, I had to go out there with a little shirt on it. I had to go out there and play the role.
I already know. All you gotta play it to the fullest.
Scarf on the neck, just playing the role, though. You know what I mean? Eating good Italian foods, and really just sucking up this whole industry of what the wine is about. And we were able to, connect with the right people out there.
Right. And Licataa is a sparkling wine from Italy, for those who don't know. Why that region though? There's so many different regions out there. Why that region?
Nah, it's a very, it's a very, very powerful region out there, for that region that we particularly went to.
Right.
It's called Emilia Romagna. So, this is where a lot of the great wines and, beverages that really mean something, this is like their heart. This is like their New York City of rap.
Mm-hmm.
This is their New York of wine. So, like I said, when I went to that expo, it was just like probably like 2,000 people in one spot that they all represent that heart of where we were at. So I felt like, that's interesting. We right where it at, where it came from.
Right.
So to me, that was important. Parma, Italy, Emilio, that old, but it was exciting, man. It was very, very exciting to be out there. And like I said, going out there, knowing what you want to do, but really saying to yourself, damn, I got to make sure that I score with this. I want to make sure that this product is official, not no gimmick. I didn't want to call my product Raekwon. Yo, Raekwon.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. I came up with the name Licataa something that could reflect what they've been about for 500 years or whatever the case may be. So I just was brainstorming, and like I said, the taste was very important to me because, this is a high quality grape. And you know me, I don't want nothing else but high quality.
Right, absolutely.
Even the bottle itself, like when you sit here and you look at this bottle was painted 5 times. To be able to absorb cold, to be able to absorb coldness, because this tastes better when it's cold.
Word, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, this is, this is a rare bottle too, Mello. Like, you ain't even gonna catch this bottle in the States like that.
Right,
so
right.
These were the things that I was gravitating to that I felt was very authentic, like the purple tape itself,
Right. Well, for the listeners, right? You mentioned in a bottle. I'm looking at it right now. Where, if they want to try it, like where can they get the bottle? Where can they find it?
Oh, just go to the website, Licataa.com. We definitely have, an online situation where people could order it, Yeah, like I said, they could just shoot to Licataa.com with 2 A's at the end, and you probably can get a bottle sent to you.
This episode of What's in Your Glass is brought to you by our friends at Talkspace. We all know how important mental health is, especially in our society today that can prioritize productivity over how we feel mentally. And we all know how that can have long-lasting and damaging impacts on our health and well-being. Athletes work hard to keep their bodies at peak performance. It's time we treat mental health the same way. We exercise, take supplements, and eat right to keep our bodies going. Therapy can have the same game-changing effect on your mental health. Treat your brain like a muscle and give it the same level of care as the rest of your body with Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to match with a licensed therapist and get confidential, convenient, and affordable support for your mental health. The thing I love about Talkspace is how easy it can be to match with a licensed therapist and schedule a session. It makes it so convenient, even for those with a lot on their calendar. Talkspace works around your schedule at your convenience. You can send and receive unlimited messages 24/7 with your dedicated therapist in the app. Plus, you can schedule live video sessions with your licensed therapist from anywhere. Whether you're an athlete, a rec league player, or just someone having a hard day, Talkspace is ready to help you start feeling better with a single message. You can set goals with your Talkspace therapist and help ensure your progression. If you feel like your mental health has been stuck on the sidelines, Talkspace is here to help. Match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code GLASS. That's $100 off when you use code GLASS at Talkspace.com.
Switching gears again. I want to talk about your 3 Chambers tour you got going on. It's you, Ghostface, Jizza. Like that. First of all, that tour just sound crazy. Anyway, like how has the tour been going so far?
Oh, listen, this shit is moving, B. Like, fans is really, really happy, and it feels good to be back at work, and the shit just been rocking like we never left.
Right.
When I sit there and I think about 3 Chamber tour, these are definitely Wu-Tang's, probably top tier albums that we made through the whole family that everybody glorifies a little bit extra.
So is that the 3 albums is that Ghostface Iron Man? That's
Ghostface.
That's Jizza. That's Jizza Liquid Sword.
Just Liquid Sword,
and that's only built for Cuban Links.
Right.
Copy.
So we're celebrating, the legacy of the 20-something years of how those albums still, maintain this excellence through all these years or whatever. And people love those records so much. It's like, it's like Marvin Gaye, What's Going On album. We love that. We're gonna continue to play that forever and ever and ever. So this tour was designed, from one of my managers. Shout out Supreme. This is his design. He felt like it was something dope, get brothers together and do this because, Ghost just had his 25th year anniversary to Iron Man a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so I guess, the chemistry itself with me and Ghost had, and, and Jizza being like the big brother, because, Jizza been in the game a long time, and him and RZA seen something in us. So it was just a great collaborated time to do these 3 albums and really go out there and serve the fans. And they loving it. Like I said, shit been wall-to-wall packed, you know what I mean? You know, kicking it with the fans and all of that, and just doing those classic records that at one time, you know, we remembered them, but now we had to go back and we even freaking now because we do joints that we never really done before, like 260, Iron Man, and you know, you got Jizza doing Killer Hills 10304, you know, joints that we don't normally do at a Wu-Tang set.
Right.
So, you know, and then the crazy shit about it is I love how the fans, they know the music still after 20. And then, like I said, it's not so much of a older generation. It's like our generation of fans can go from 18, 19 to 45, 55.
Right.
You know, so that's blowing my mind too, because the minute I'm over here looking at a youngster learning, singing the words, and I'm over here seeing a mother with her son singing it, and he's like, "Yo, my mama put me on this."
Right.
I'm like, that's what's up, you know. So just the experiences of being out there on the road and just seeing this is delightful for me. It's
and I know for a minute we none of us had fans at the games, at the concert. It was tough out here for us as artists, you know, to go out there and be who we are without the fans. You know what I'm saying? That's a different experience without the fans. Like how does that make you feel, knowing that we've been in a place where we didn't have fans, and now y'all throw this 3-chamber tour on, and they right back in the Bucks like they never left. Like, I know that gotta be crazy when you walk on stage.
Right. It's like, one thing about me, it's like, I never like to look at the crowd before you actually walk out. I just want to feel it. Because I tell my fans all the time, we've been in situations too where we might have had a 500-seater, a 300-seater, and then we had a 300,000-seater before. So I love them all. I give them my best work every time, you know. But just to go out there and be surprised and feel the energy again come to light, and people bringing they shoes for signatures, and you know, people knowing about the product, the wine, and tattoos, and you know, it just gives you more hope to just keep reinventing yourself more, you know. But that's what I get out there. It's like we never left, and that's the energy that keeps us going, Melo. That's what keeps me creative. You know, that's what I'm always trying to do something different because of how my fans always embrace me. They always show love. You know what I mean? They, you know, if they don't know nothing, they start the conversation off with the purple tape, and automatically it's like, you got my ear, because I'm like, yo, you was there? Like, how old are you? You know what I mean? Yo, I'm only 22. Yo, he was 2 years old when we, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. But it's like, I guess it's like McDonald's. Like, you know, Wu-Tang is here, and it just started serving everybody to where everybody was like, yo, you gotta know this shit. You gotta know who the Wu is. You know, we was the first guys that started that, you know, come in with a family, and then everybody get a record deal out of the situation. And then, you know, the clothing and all of these different things. So I think we are a strong pillar in the game where people just be like, yo, when they in town, I got to show up. I got to show up.
Absolutely. They want to see the chef, and they know the chef is always cooking the kitchen cooking. They already know that. They already know that. Before I let you slide, man, I always do a couple quick fire questions with the guests. I like to know what's in your glass on some special occasions. It don't have to be specific label. It could be whatever. We just go quick fire.
Oh, you know.
What's in your glass when you're on vacation?
Oh, I'm a Scotch fella. I'm a whiskey fella. You know, I love Jameson. Jameson is my shit. You know, I like Macallan 18. You know, if I got a silk on them, I'll probably go Macallan that night. I'm just chilling, little hoodie on, little do-rag or something. I might just pull out the Scotch and just, you know, I mean, the whiskey, the JMO, and just cool out, you know.
Indeed. You out at of course, you out at a nice restaurant. What you sipping on? See your glass.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it cordial. I might have a margarita or something, you know, with a little Casamigos in it or something, you know.
Copy.
Like a nice little, you know, that's what I've been rocking the last couple of, you know, times I've been out like that. You know, I just try to keep it focused because I'm driving or whatever.
Absolutely, indeed. Drink responsibly, you know that.
Try to be safe. You don't want to be stupid. You gotta drive one of those foreigns off the joint and you're like, oh shit, yo, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. You celebrating a big win in business with a new project, etc. What's in your glass?
Oh, Licataa.
Oh, say less.
I gotta drink my shit and I gotta smoke my own cannabis. You know, I got a beautiful cannabis business, so you know, it's a pact to me. It's like, yo, pull out some papers and roll up my, you know, shout out Hastoria, that's my cannabis business. And yeah, just roll up a joint and cool out. You know, I can't do the blunts though.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah, that's the vibe.
I'm blunted out. I'm gonna keep it. I'm blunted out, my nigga. I can't front.
You celebrate one more. You celebrating let's see. You celebrate 25 year anniversary of Only Built for Cuban Links. What's in your glass?
Oh well, you know that's 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I've been really whiskey loving it right now. You know, so it's between that and the Macallan. You know what I mean? Macallan and JMO. And Glenfiddich, that's my shit too.
Glenfiddich is good.
Shit,
Glenfiddich is good.
Yo,
man. Hey, Chef, man, I appreciate you. We can sit and build all day long.
All day.
Indeed.
All day, my nigga.
I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you, bro, for just joining me, man, and wishing you the best of luck and everything that you have going on right now, from the wine to the cannabis to the shows, to the clothing, the shop, whatever, everything that you have on the memoir. Don't forget about that. That's coming out.
November.
I'm always be, you know, a big supporter of yours. You know that.
Likewise.
And I just want to say thank you again, man. Thank you to the audience for tuning in this week. As you know, please follow, rate, review What's in Your Glass on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at. And you can also check the videos out on YouTube each week. So, yo, Chef, man, thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate the Licataa. Keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully, I see you at a show coming to a city near me, man.
Yeah, I'm coming to the game, too, to come
Indeed.
see you, man. So,
Indeed.
Much love, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Like I catch up with you soon.
Yeah, like I said, shout out to you and your product as well. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Very, very quality driven, like I would always appreciate it to be, because it is. Thank you, man. Thanks for the time, man.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon, champ.
All right, King.
All right, baby. Peace.